Hi everyone. The depth of water in a port is modeled by the given function stated. T is the number of hours after high tide, and that's from 0 to 12. At high tide, the depth is 9.7 meters. At low tide, which is 7 hours later, the depth is 5.3 meters. Find the value of P and Q and use our model to find the depth of the water 10 hours after the tide. So let's get started. The value of P is going to be your max minus your minimum divided by 2, which would be 9.7 minus 5.3 divided by 2, which equals 4.4 divided by 2, which equals 2.2. Another way to do it is to plug in 9.7. So you could say 9.7 equals P cosine of 0 plus 7.5. And then cosine of 0 is 1. So you get 9.7 equals P plus 7.5. So P would give you 2.2. So this is your P, 2.2. Either way is fine. Find the value of Q. So Q is your period. So basically your period is going to be 2 pi over B. And in our case, that's Q, or Q equals 2 pi divided by your period. Now, in our case, at low tide is 7 hours later, so that's half the time. So to complete the time, to go back to high tide, that's going to be 14 hours. So what you're going to do is do 2 pi divided by 14, which is pi divided by 7. IB will not take degrees, so make sure you write it like this. All right? And then, so that's Q. And use the model to find the depth of water 10 hours after high tide. So basically we have our model's going to be Y equals, well, let's use the way they did it, dt equals P 2.2 cos of, you can either use 2 pi over 14 or pi over 7, T plus 7.5. And they want 10 hours, so that's going to be 2.2 cosine of, you substitute T for 10, so that's 10 pi divided by 7 plus 7.5. And when you plug that in your calculator, you're going to get 7.01045, and you're going to round that to 3 significant digits, which is 7.01. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.